there. You're probably listening to this because you're thinking about getting back in shape, or you want to have different energy levels. You want to get your body back. You want to get back into some sort of routine and start to feel great again. But knowing where to start can be a little bit tricky. There's a lot of information out there. It can be really overwhelming. One person's doing one thing, you read a book, it tells you to do something else. There's so much information. I totally don't blame you for being confused. So what I wanted to do is share with you 7 fatal mistakes that I've seen people make when trying to choose a health coach or fitness professional, and how you can avoid making those mistakes so that you can get the best results out of your health journey.
It's an honest mistake to let a young...
So mistake number 1 that I see over and over again is people latching on to fads and quick fixes. There's always something new and exciting. There's always the latest thing, and it seems to be working for everyone. The problem is that I've seen after working 20 years in the fitness industry is that fads come and go. Short-term things excite people. Maybe you've been that person. You've been motivated, gung-ho. You go out the gate strong, but you can't stick with it. The thing that I've seen is that a lot of short-term fads and quick fixes are things that people have to will their way through. So unless you want a long-term relationship with having to willpower your way to success, I say, why not find something that is designed to sustain you over the long term? Something that you can do, that you can continue to do. A way of eating that it will allow you to continue eating that way, exercising that you enjoy, that you want to keep doing, so that you can not only get results today, but get results next month, in 3 months, and a year from now. So, fatal mistake number 1, going for short-term fixes or quick fads that you can't sustain over the long term. Beware of fad number 1. Fad number 2 is, again, finding somebody who maybe was a weekend warrior who had a certification, or just looks really fit. They look like they're a personal trainer, or they have some minimal qualifications, but you don't know the expertise of this person. I see this a lot. A lot of people love working out, so they think, well, I love to work out, so it must be great for you if it's great for me. So what we want to do is avoid the mistake of falling into trap of inexperienced professionals that can leave you injured, that can leave you frustrated by lack of results, and really don't understand you or your body or where you're at today. So the mistake number 2, again, is hiring someone without really getting to understand their credential, their expertise, and what education and level of training that they have. So here at Push, we really put all of our coaches through extensive ongoing education. Everyone has either a kinesiology-based background or has studied at the Institute of Corrective Kinesiology through the CHEK Exercise Coach program. We take our education and our clients really seriously, and we realize that we got to meet you and your needs where you're at so we can develop the best program, because what works for one person may not work for everyone else, and often doesn't. Fatal mistake number 3 is going for the cheapest possible solution out there. Why pay $500 for a personal trainer when you can pay $7 down the road? And so this goes to speak for itself, but I see this all the time, from cheap gym membership to cheap boot camps. Again, cheap is not always better, and oftentimes we get what we pay for. So big boxes, big gyms pride themselves on volume, selling lots of memberships at low prices because they count on the fact that you're going to pay and never show up. So one of the things that we know is that we want to work with clients who are highly invested in themselves. When you invest financially and you get someone to work with that is a professional, that has gotten the proper education, that has invested in themselves as a coach, invested financially in their growth so that they can bring you the best expertise, that's an investment on both parties. And what we have found is when 2 people come together that are both invested, the results are spectacular. So the return on your time of coming into the gym or coming into the studio and working with us, we're always measuring and tracking to make sure that you succeed. And that goes into my next fatal mistake, which is working with coaches who are not regularly tracking your progress. A lot of people out there just give you varied workouts. So if you like variety, that's great. But if there's no consistency around doing an assessment and measuring and progressing your results, it's really hard to see what's working and what's not. So this is one of the big mistakes that I see out in the industry, and also when people are hiring a fitness professional or a health coach, they're not really asking the question is, how are you tracking my progress? What specifically are you going to do to adjust and tweak? At PushFit, our coaches are working with you every single month. We're tracking your progress through body composition testing, reassessments, new program design, and if something starts to flatline or you hit a plateau, because you will along the way, we learn to adjust and tweak that program for you so you continue to see progress every step of the way. And if you don't see progress, we start to dig into what's happening with your nutrition, with your training, with your stress, your sleep, your mindset, to see where's the gap that we need to fill. And that brings me to my next fatal mistake, is that people work with coaches or hire a fitness professional that has just a singular area that they focus on. And this often is like that personal trainer or that coach or that fitness instructor who loves to kick your butt and leave you feeling totally destroyed. And you think, wow, I had this great workout. And then 3 months later, you wonder, why are you sore, stiff, in pain? Why have you not lost any weight? Or maybe you did at the beginning, but weren't able to sustain it. So what we really do here is we have a holistic approach. Instead of just kicking your butt and thinking it was a great workout, calling it a day, or throwing a cookie cutter meal plan at you, which is what a lot of places will do, is we want to take a look at the holistic picture of you. So we address the 6 components of fitness, making sure that you're training the right way. We look at your nutrition. So we want to make sure that you understand what, when, and how much to eat. We look at your stress levels. What are you doing? How much stress is coming in your way? What are you doing to combat that? We look at sleep, lifestyle, and mindset, because those things are huge factors in your success, and they all work together. So you can't just address one without addressing the others if you're really, really serious about getting out of pain, leveling up your strength, or hitting a whole new level of endurance. And finally, a couple other mistakes that we see is training other people the way that they train. Oftentimes people will go to hire a trainer or a coach or a fitness professional, and they'll be like, wow, I love your program. If it works for you, it must work for me. So a lot of trainers or fitness professionals out there are just passing on the way that they train themselves right onto their clients. Well, chances are that you probably look different. You have a different history than your trainer does. Maybe you've had some different injuries along the way. So again, what sets us apart and makes us different is every single person starts with an in-depth postural and movement assessment. And that allows us to really take a deep dive and look at where you're at today, what your health history is, what your injuries are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, so we can build you a custom plan to meet your needs exactly where you're at. This totally makes sure that you have the best results from your workout and that the time that you put in actually gives you the biggest return on your investment. Again, we know that time is valuable. You don't want to walk into a gym and spend all of this time, energy, money, working out, putting in the work, and then recognizing that nothing is shifting. All right. So I think I hit them all. The last one fatal mistake that we see is people going for quantity or volume over quality. When it comes to that, it's really hard to pinpoint what you're doing or where you need support when you're hidden in a big group. So group fitness is fun. Fitness classes are fun. But if you're going there because you need camaraderie, you'd like the social aspect, and you just want to get out of the house and do that, that's fantastic. But when people are serious and they want to get results, one of the biggest mistakes we see is people just jumping into these big mass things that aren't specific to them. So they get lost in the crowd. So a couple things happen is, number one, the program doesn't really suit their needs. Number two, because they're just another number, nobody really notices when you go missing. The thing that sets us apart at PushFit is that we get to know you by name. So every time you walk in the door, people will know exactly the last time you were here, who you are, what you're working on, your strengths, your weaknesses, your goals. So you really are building a community. You're working alongside other people, but you're going to get a coach who starts to recognize you, understand what's working for you, where you need to adjust, and really help you to create a program so you can be really successful. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I know that there's a lot to think about when you're looking for a health coach or a fitness professional. I know it's a big investment, both financially and an investment of your time. And you want to work with people who know you, who you can trust, who understand your needs, and who can help guide you to the best results possible. And so if any of this resonated with you, I would love to invite you to join us for a free consultation. You can do that by filling out the form or commenting or calling us at 905-690-7874. As always, we love to get to know you. We want to understand where you're coming from so we can best recommend the proper program for you. And that's always done through an initial conversation, first on the phone, and then we'll invite you to come in for a complimentary consultation. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to helping you on your journey to optimal health and fitness.
It's an honest mistake to let a young heart break.